Welcome back to the Wellness Paradigm Podcast, where we explore what it really takes to feel good in your body, break free from outdated health rules, and rewrite your personal path to wellness. I'm your host, Shannon Salgi, and you're tuning in to a special launch series where I've invited 8 incredible guests to answer one powerful question. What's one paradigm shift in your wellness journey that changed everything for you? These conversations are just short, real, and designed to spark something in you, whether you're just starting your health journey or you've been on this path for years. And today I have a very special friend of mine, Rachael, who is incredible. She's a former world-class athlete turned high-performance coach who helps ambitious leaders reclaim their health and elevate their consciousness so they can lead with clarity, vitality, and purpose. So thank you so much for being here. Let's dive in.
Thank you. Yeah. All right. So, there's a million things I want to talk about in the next couple of minutes, but it's funny because this first point I'm going to give everyone here, as someone that has done a lot of things, it's so important. If you have a big goal in mind, keep it super simple, like the things that you have to do every single day. So, as someone that's a mom, I've got two boys, I'm running a company, back in the day too, I was in school, I was like competing at world tournaments, I didn't have much time. And I didn't realize that what I did back then was also like tenfold with what I do right now. And so the first step, if you want to get to a place with, a shift in your health, a shift in your frequency, a shift in your success, is keep it super simple. When I say that out loud, practically, it comes down to how can I create less friction in doing the things that you're supposed to be doing. So, for example, let's say like you're trying to get to the gym, right? That's someone that works with high performing leaders, and they always tell me, I want to work out, Rachel. I really do. I feel like I put myself last. I'm like, cool. Okay. What is that first step? Okay. For some people, that can look like, all right, I've got a 5:30 a.m. workout. Cool. Awesome. When are you leaving the house? Well, I should leave at 5:15. Cool. Perfect. Awesome. All right. Well, before you leave on that commute, what are you wearing? Did you put that outfit out? Right. So it's about how can we tighten the gap between what you want to do and actually doing it. And I find that high performers are the ones who are really successful, are making that gap even shorter.
Mhm.
And that's something I always tell people is don't pick the most complex thing, right? As someone that was really prey to, I gotta have this software, I've got to have this app, I've got to do this and do this. Find a system that is very, very simple for you that you're more likely to do and create less friction. So, or yeah, less friction for you. And the big thing too, next step is understanding that. And it's funny because I'm a coach and I work with clients, but no one out there, no matter who you hire, is going to know you better than you.
Mhm.
And you have to understand that if you hire a coach, if you hire a mentor, understand that at the end of the day, your authority and your personal power is placed, it should be inside you, in your body. Because the moment you give that power away, you're going to constantly seek and hire more people who are filling in a gap that only you can fill.
Mhm.
So the big thing here is how can you get clear with who you are? And this can come from a common practice of, maybe that there's a phrase that you have. Again, keep it simple. A
Mhm.
phrase that reminds you that, like you're a badass, you can do anything. This can be a post-it note right at your nightstand. This can look like a post-it note while you're driving the car. I'm a visual person, and this is the next point too. You've got to have your goals in front of you all the time. Again, I talked about the complexity, right? Is I was very guilty of putting all these goals in my computer, and because it wasn't in my face, I would literally forget every single day. As someone that's neurodivergent, ADHD, that I need my strategy, I need my goals in my face every single day. I have pen and paper in my bedroom. I have notes in my shower because that's the best place for where inspiration hits. I have a calendar on my phone. I deleted all my apps off my phone, off my home screen. So I'm clear with what are my goals and what does my calendar look like today. And for anyone that's listening, this might feel like an aha, but seriously, like if you keep it super simple,
Mhm.
you're really clear with your goals, you see them every single day. It's on your desktop, it's on a post-it note. You're going to actually get farther in life. But also, it's very important to note too that, again, authority needs to be inside you, no matter who you work with, who you hang out with, who you hire. Is at the end of the day, you have to get so honest with yourself with how you talk to yourself. And as someone that is going through becoming a master Reiki, I am learning really early on that thoughts, emotion, all these things that we feel do take on a persona in our heads and in our bodies, right? So be really kind to yourself,
Mm.
really kind to yourself. And so it's really important that, as someone that loves performing and taking action and doing all these things, it's really important to be aware of the mental chatter. And that starts with how can I create less friction in doing the things that you don't want to do. And this is the last point I'm going to give everybody here. Everyone talks about being in alignment and doing things that feel good. I actually don't agree with that. I think part of growing is doing things you don't want to do,
Mm.
but they're still in alignment, right? So for example, I think it really, really surprises people when I tell them, I don't like to work out. It's a thing. My hair gets greasy, you have to get in the car, you have to get there, you have to put your music on. If you all it's really it can feel complex, but at the end of the day, I do it. Why? Because that task reminds myself that I am getting closer to the person I want to become. And that person is also going to reach, and face discomfort every single day. And that's why I love, working out. That's why I love fueling my body. Like, yes, do I want to eat Dairy Queen every day? Absolutely. Is it the best? Probably not. You probably could fit it in there, but that's why it's really important to just be really clear, keeping it simple, put effort in your body, and make sure that you have less friction. And then also, big thing here, okay, is understanding that at the end of the day, you got to be kind to yourself. And that's it.
Ah, mic drop. So beautiful, dude. Um, I loved this. Thank you guys, or thank you for coming on here. I hope this conversation left you feeling a little inspired, to remind you that the journey to true wellness is really never linear. So if this episode was helpful, please go screenshot it, share it. I know Rachel will probably be on to talk a lot more later on in our later on down the road. But make sure to check out the rest of the series. We have so many powerful conversations coming your way, and looking forward to seeing you guys on the next one.